Hi, I'm Nicole Lee with Health, Beauty, and More. And I just want to talk briefly about a condition that is common uh, among lots of people. And it has to do with our diet and our habits. So, you know how it is when you get indigestion. For those of you who have suffered with that, it's very uncomfortable, especially when you can't go to the bathroom and you get, everything seems to it bloats your stomach, and symptoms like that are not uncommon at all with people. Um, I've seen this with people where their stomach actually distended quite a bit, and they suffer silently about it, and they also feel out of control because they can't go anywhere. They don't know how their bowel movements are going to be if they go outside. And I have a friend I visit quite often that is going through lots of these problems, and I'm no exception to some of the indigestion myself. I'm well aware of heartburn and what to do for it. But diet is very important, and what we eat is very important, and how it gets digested is very important, especially as we get older. Um, Things like high in sugar, high in fat, even fruit is one of those things is high in a type of sugar called fructose. Well, it does take a while for it to get digested in the intestines. The longer it takes to sit in your stomach area and the intestines, the more gas is built up from the bacteria, and then it eventually will become a foul smelling gas that you'll notice. And it's nothing to be ashamed of. We're human beings, but it's just very uncomfortable and very painful. So it's called bacterial overgrowth, and it usually occurs in the small intestine. That's what leads to the bloating. What do we do about it? We have to look at what we're eating and maintain a diet that's healthy, not too much sugar, a very, very little fat, because that also contributes to indigestion and bloating and gas. What we want is to drink enough water to maintain our bodies at the level of hydration that is necessary to be healthy. The first thing in the morning you might want to try is warm up a glass of water with lemon juice in it and drink that before you have anything else. And when you do sit down at a meal, take your time and don't rush, because if you rush, it leads to indigestion. So try to take your meals at a slower pace. Also, I didn't mention this before, but maintain an active lifestyle. That is, get out and move around, do some exercising. I like to just walk the neighborhood and do my yoga on my yoga mats, and that's got a lot of benefits for stretching and maintaining good posture, and overall breathing. Healthy breathing is very important too. So there's just tons of things you can go into on this subject, but I won't. I don't want to bore you about it. I just want to go over some of the basics. And sometimes it's not a toxic thing when you have this indigestion and gas, but there are times when it needs to be looked at by a doctor, because it could be something more serious, like the pouching in the intestines. The name of that is diverticulosis, and that can be seen through colonoscopies. When they do them, they can actually see if there's any pouches where food gets trapped. And it's very uncomfortable for those that suffer from diverticulitis. It can lead to a lot of toxicity too. There are cleanses for your system that are helpful, like liver cleanse, to detoxify your body. Also, some over the counter items that you use in cooking, like your spices, are helpful for detoxifying your body. So look into that, and one of them is turmeric, and you've probably heard of that, or curcumin, and try to use that more frequently in your diet. At least keep the levels of toxicity lower. Um, I wouldn't go to anything drastic, do anything drastic to try to cleanse yourself, like enemas or anything. I'd try to stay away from that because that could be habit forming and you might puncture something and then you've got another problem there, right? But the drinking water and staying active is important, and eating small portions, and try to break up your fruits and vegetables, eat them at different times because they digest differently. So you need to give your body time to digest foods. And I stay away from meat. I usually limit it to fish and poultry if I'm going to have any meat, and I don't eat a lot of fatty meats. I try to find the ones that are healthy or free range, like in chicken. Oh, and GMOs. Okay, that's what you find when you go shopping. Most of the foods are not organic, and the sprays they use are toxic if they're not organic. You can bet that the farmer that raised the foods that you're looking at has toxicity in it, like the weed killer, and that goes into your system. And over the years, that just can cause havoc for you. So try to stay away from genetically modified foods. I know that's really expensive for a lot of people too, but you don't have to eat large meals, and you can go to farmers markets to find these if you have a local farmers market. Or even if you want, you can go into the stores like the health food stores and see what they carry. But I just thought I'd give out a few tips to start off with for helping your digestion and staying away from too much sugar because it really causes the problem of gas. Okay, and I know this is kind of an uncomfortable subject to talk about, but we all have to deal with it. Okay, take care. Love you guys. Bye bye now.